Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
It's becoming a frustrating cycle for many parents who want their children learning in person. A COVID exposure and then a quarantine. Some schools are managing to successfully keep students who are exposed in the classroom.
But we begin with Michigan in the political spotlight tomorrow as President Biden heads to Howell to pitch his infrastructure plan. It's happening as Democrats are divided over the infrastructure bill and a larger spending bill.
And that includes members of Michigan's congressional delegation. Mara McDonald live tonight. Mara, I think a lot of people think Livingston County is an interesting choice for President Biden's visit.
Well, Devin, it sure is. I mean, you wouldn't consider Livingston County to be a Democratic Party stronghold, that is for sure. But here's what's expected to go down tomorrow. The president arrives in Lansing, and then he makes his way to a Union Hall in Flint to sell his message. Tonight, hanging in the balance is a Senate-passed bipartisan infrastructure bill waiting for movement in the House. Movement that progressives in the House have stalled until a second bill, which looks to expand social programs at an eye-popping price tag of $3.5 trillion, gets action.
We can't do all of what we would like to do at once. What is the next step that will really help people in their daily lives?
The price tag is the problem for Republicans and centrist Democrats who want to spend significantly less. Right now, it's all about negotiating what that final price tag will look like. The president coming to Michigan is a move to bolster the plan and try and get more centrist Democrats on board. It's going to be an uphill climb.
We're still at the table. We're still working. I'm confident we're going to get there, but I would not be disappointed if it took longer than October, as long as we get it done, and we get it done before the end of the year.
The president has made several trips to Michigan since he won this state, but the trip to Howell tomorrow is going to be the first where polling, or recent polling, has shown that his numbers are underwater here. Also, Livingston County GOP is planning on protesting the event. Devin, back to you.
So, Mara, Howell is the district of Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin. She's in support of the infrastructure bill, and she's been pushing for a vote.
She has. She's all in on the infrastructure bill, Devin, but she is not all in at this point on that secondary spending bill. She says she wants to see what the final iteration of that bill looks like. So I'm sure that she and the president are going to have some words tomorrow. She is attending that event in Howell. Back to you.
We'll be following through with it all day long tomorrow. All right, Mara. We've got a new look at the coronavirus situation statewide and in schools today.
Michigan added 8,704 new cases of the virus over the past 3 days. That's an average of 2,900 cases per day. And sadly, we've lost another 62 lives. As for schools, the state is reporting nearly 100 new outbreaks. Cases in schools, remember, are considered an outbreak when there are 3 or more cases among kids from different households that may have stemmed from shared exposure on school grounds.
And with more school outbreaks happening, it means more students are being told to quarantine.
That's right, but some school districts are trying to find a way to keep kids in the classroom even if they have been exposed. Jason Colthorpe is live with a strategy that seems to be working in some districts. Jason.
Yeah, and Kim, when you think about it, the biggest downside to remote learning, right, according to many parents, was their kids were simply falling behind. Well, now they're all back in school, and to get sent home for 10 days if they're deemed a close contact starts that whole vicious cycle all over again. But now many districts working to make sure close contacts stay in school.
The plan comes from the state health department, passed down to counties and onto their districts. It's called Test to Stay. Basically, if a student is unvaccinated, which all under 12 are, and is identified as a close contact, they can stay in school. This St. Clair Shores mom would like to see it in her second grader's school.
Today I had to pull her out early and she's mad about that. And it was only 20 minutes. So, I mean, yeah, it would be a great idea to do the rapid test, I feel.
As long as they don't show symptoms, students can remain at school by wearing a mask and testing at least 3 times over a week. Other districts require additional tests, but administrators say it's better than automatically being sent home for 10 to 14 days, which is what happened last year, and in many districts is still happening this year. For older students who are vaccinated, they simply need to wear a mask. And the bottom line is more students are able to stay in school, which administrators and parents are happy about.
I mean, that sounds fair to me. It's just, I feel like there's 1,000 ways you could do it. So I don't think anyone's going to agree because they see their way. But I wouldn't want to take any kids out of school.
The socialization between children, it's pretty important, I think.
Yeah, interaction, another big thing. It's working really well in Saline schools. I talked to the superintendent there tonight, and he said it's been a game changer for them this year. Kimberly?
Yes, but Jason, what about the risk if one of those kids ends up testing positive?
Yeah, Washita County Health Department told me today they've learned a lot in the last year about transmission, where this disease is caught, where it is more transmissible than not. And they say in schools it's very low. Now, that said, part of this policy is if it's close contact within a classroom. Now, if it happens in the lunchroom where there's no mask and it's a little more risky, that student does go home for 7 days and can't come back until there's a negative test. So a lot of moving parts to this, too.
Certainly are.
Back to you.
Jason, thank you.
Clinton Township Police still looking for the person who shot 2 employees at an auto dealership.
Police say the 2 men were shot in the parking lot of the R&R Auto Sales on Gratiot near Cass this afternoon. The shooter took off going south on Gratiot. 2 men were taken to the hospital and are expected to recover. Police do not know what led to that shooting.
A mother and father are in custody after the death of their 14-month-old baby. The boy was found in a Motel 6 on Grand River near Halstead Road in Farmington Hills last night. It's believed the 3 were living at that motel. Family members called police to say they were concerned about the child. Police not saying yet how the child died. Oakland County Prosecutor's Office is reviewing the case for possible charges.
The Ambassador Bridge is back open after an explosive scare today. Windsor police say possible explosives were found inside a car in an inspection area on the Canadian side. The driver was taken into custody by the Canadian Border Services Agency. Windsor police say no direct threats were made to specific places or people. Traffic was temporarily rerouted to other nearby ports of entry, causing big backups for much of the day.
Canada is making an unprecedented move to keep Enbridge's Line 5 pipeline running in the Straits of Mackinac. The country has formally invoked a 1977 treaty with the United States requesting negotiations. The state of Michigan has ordered the oil pipeline shut down over fears of a leak in the Great Lakes. The line ships hundreds of thousands of barrels of oil from Wisconsin to Ontario. The treaty guarantees the uninterrupted transportation of oil and natural gas between the U.S. and Canada. It has never been invoked before. Governor Whitmer calls the decision deeply disappointing.
Now to an update on Huntington Woods native Danny Fenster, who remains imprisoned in Myanmar. He was detained by military in the country on May 24th. Well, today Fenster was charged under the Unlawful Associations Act. The act says any member of a designated unlawful association is subject up to 3 years in prison. The Myanmar regime claims Fenster spread, quote, false news and caused fear to a group of citizens as editor of the magazine Frontier Myanmar. All right, grab your Powerball tickets because the numbers are out for one of the largest jackpots in history.
Grand prize, $685 million. The cash option, if you take it, is just $474 million. Here's a look at the numbers: 12, 22, 54, 66, 69. The Powerball is 15. The Power Play is 2 times. It's the 6th largest jackpot in Powerball history, the 8th largest lottery jackpot of all time. So good luck. You can scroll social media again. Facebook and Instagram starting to work again tonight.
What we know about the longest outage in Facebook's history as the company faces new scrutiny over how the sites are run. Here's Paul.
Yeah, we got up to a high today, at least at Metro Airport, of 74 degrees. Look at the low this morning, 64. Our average low is 48, so it's much warmer than normal. That's going to continue for a while. And we also have to talk about, if you missed the news earlier today, the tornado that touched down in Oakland County yesterday. I'll have all the details on that straight ahead.
Okay, Paul. And a driver speeds across a busy street and somehow manages to not crash into another car, while the woman behind the wheel lost control.
A high-profile murder case in Metro Detroit getting a second look. Why the state Supreme Court may take up the case of Ted Wafer, convicted of shooting and killing a 19-year-old on his front porch. We'll be right back.